Hi, kids. We're going to talk a little bit about planet Earth. As you can see here, we have the globe. You and I were both taught at a very young age of kindergarten, rolled into a classroom, and shown that this is Earth and that this is where we live. This is done before we have any discernment or questions or a valid sort of argument to question it, and it is solidified throughout our early education. They tell us that the stars which we see from the Earth are billions or millions of light years away, and that they're just other suns that have planets going around them. Now, the problem is that with us, we got our Earth here. As you'll see, it's tilted at exactly 66.6 degrees. They say the tilt is 23.4, but you have to invert everything. That's just the way everything's done. I keep a globe usually like this, because if they keep it the other way, this is the way I've been keeping them. But so if you look into the sky during the day, you see the sun and the moon, they're the same size. Now they say the sun is 400 times further away. That's why it's exactly the same size, it appears the same size. And they also say that the stars are these just not other suns. But if you come over here, you'll see what the true Earth looks like. The North Pole is in the middle. There's an ice wall that surrounds us. And here's your land masses right here. Australia, North America, South America. It's a rough drawing. And basically what you have is a dome over top of us. And above this glass dome called the firmament, which God built over top of us, is an ocean of water. And above these water is what we get from the stars. They all rotate around the North Pole, which is right here, which would be right here inside the dome, and they rotate around the North Pole. If you come over here and take a look at this, I'll show you. It's funny, no one ever bothered to look through a telescope, but if you get a telescope nowadays, they're going to be a digital telescope, which will get a CGI image of the star. But this is with a P900 camera. And as you can see, each star, it looks like it's actually underwater. You're looking at it through the firmament, through an ocean of water, and these are the lights. And in the book of Enoch, it refers to them as the angels appointed for the times and the signs. What this is also considered to be is the word, which a lot of people are throwing around the word logos right now. Logos is the word. Logos is vibration. This is basically saying that in the beginning God was vibration, and that is how he created the universe, the universe is only our dome and the lights above us in the show. There's no getting out of here. If you see the star, it's nothing but a light that's moving all the time. It appears that there's rippling water under it from time to time. And this goes for, if you look at Venus or Mars, it looks no different. Each star has its own sort of pattern. If you look at the star, you'll see. And this is where corporations get their company logos from, because each star, they pick one and it has a frequency. And there's actually a Mercedes-Benz star. There's a star with an apple out of it. There's all of these company logos. They're actually channeling this energy, this dark energy. And this is from the fallen angels. Yeah, it's crazy. I just thought I'd show you the stars. You could look at it yourself. It's funny how no one ever looked. Nowadays you gotta be careful, because if you look through a normal digital telescope, what is a pre-programmed image? They know, it's just like an app. It knows exactly where every star is at every time, so it has a pre-programmed image. And it's getting pretty shady out there. One other thing I wanted to show you is, if you ever notice, if you have a launch on where we launch into space, You always notice the rocket goes like this, goes up and then out like this. They used to say it was because they were coming up like this. They launch out of Florida here, and they came up and they go over the ocean. Basically, they dump them out of sight, out of mind. But they said that it was because they had to go around the Earth to get enough speed to break the atmosphere so that they could get to the moon. Well, a couple weeks ago, they came out and said that the moon is in our atmosphere, so why don't they just shoot them straight up? The reason is because the firmament's there. And they discovered that in World War II, and that's why we brought all the Nazis over to start our space program. End of session.